Hi, superstars. It is time for English. We are on Unit 9, Week 3. We are talking about our natural resources. How can things in nature be used to make new things? What is this girl making from an orange? What does it look like she's doing? It looks like she's juicing an orange and she's making orange juice. So she used something from nature, which is the orange, to make something new, which is orange juice. We are going to listen to a story, and it is about homes and how they're built. What do you know about how homes are built? Well, while you are listening to this story, use the photos and try to predict what the selection will be about. So the title of this story is Look, a Home. All right, let's listen.
Look, look! It is quite a big site. You can make a home. Where can a pet go? Can it go in a hole? No, no. You can make Rose a home. Cole can sit in a fine home. Cole can bite a big bone. Yum, 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 yum. This is not a pet, but we can make it a home. It is safe in a home. This is quite fine, too. It is on a big, big pole. I bet you can make it. This is a big, fine home. It can take a lot of time, but it is a fun, fun job. Look what you can make. Sit on it and go up, up, up. You can have a lot of fun. I hope you like it.
Let's go back to page 37. What is the home made of? What does it look like they're building the home with? Wood. Correct. That is a natural resource. They get wood from the trees. On page 38, what kind of home does Rose have? Do you remember Rose? What kind of home does Rose have in page 38? That's right, a dog house. It's also made out of wood. All right, let's look at page 41. What is made of wood in this photo? What does it look like? It looks like a bird feeder. Do you see the bird getting food from there? It's a bird feeder, and it is also made out of wood, a natural resource. The photographs show many different kinds of homes, and they're all made out of wood. We read about homes for people, dogs, and birds. Wood is also used to make things such as swings. And we know that wood comes from trees. That's a natural resource, right? Good job. Okay, write about the text. Compare the big house on page 37 to the birdhouse on page 40. All right, so this young man wrote, "The big house will have many windows. It will also have a big door. It will have a big roof too. It will be a big home. A lot of people can live there." Now, over here, he's talking about the bird's home. This bird's home is not big. It's on page 40. A bird's home does not have windows. It has a small hole for the bird to go in and out. Both kinds of homes will keep people and birds safe. So that is how he wrote about both homes. He compared both of them. We're going to listen to another story. This is a tale. It's like a fable. It's a story that's been passed down through generations. And that means parents pass it down to their children, or grandparents tell the story to their grandchildren. And this is about how things in nature can be used to make new things. So let's listen. It's called Spider Woman Teaches the Navajo.
Spider Woman Teaches the Navajo. A Navajo Tale. How did Spider Woman teach the girl that things in nature can be used to make new things? One day long ago, a young girl walked to Spider Rock. Many people told a legend that Spider Woman lived nearby. Suddenly, the girl heard a soft voice calling. She looked all around, but she did not see anyone. Then the soft voice called again. It seemed to be coming from inside the earth. When the girl looked down, she saw the ground had split open. There was a tiny crack in the earth. She was curious, so she peeked into the crack. Below the crack, the girl saw a small room. There were rugs hanging on all the walls. The rugs were woven with wonderful bright colors and had beautiful designs. "What beautiful rugs!" exclaimed the girl as she looked down into the room. Spider Woman looked up at the girl. "Come in, child," she said. Suddenly, the girl found herself in Spider Woman's room. "Can I learn to weave rugs like these?" asked the girl. "Will you teach me how to create them?" "I will teach you to create rugs if you agree to just one thing," said Spider Woman. "You must go out into the world and teach Navajo women how to weave." "I will," agreed the girl. So Spider Woman began the first lesson right away. The girl listened closely. First, the girl learned that the materials for the rugs were natural resources. "The colors come from the earth," explained Spider Woman. "White comes from shells, and blue comes from turquoise. And many more colors can be made from plants." Spider Woman taught the girl how to make each beautiful color. Next, the girl learned about the loom, which is a weaving machine. "My husband, Spider-Man, made this loom for me," said Spider Woman. "The bar across the top stands for the sky, and the bottom bar stands for the earth. My loom is made of the sun's rays, the lightning, and the rain." Spider Woman taught the girl how to use the loom. Finally, the girl learned about the designs. "The designs come from the earth and the sky," explained Spider Woman. "When I weave, I think about the clouds. I remember the flash of lightning when it rains. I dream of sunbeams on sunny days. And I remember the beauty of the mountains standing against the sky." Spider Woman continued with a warning. "You must never draw your design on paper," she said. "Close your eyes and imagine the design in your mind. Let the weaving come from your heart. Spider-Woman taught the girl how to make the designs, and the girl promised to listen to her heart. The girl was almost ready to begin weaving, but first, Spider-Woman shared one last piece of knowledge. The edge of the rug must have one small break in its design, she said. It can be as simple as a light color woven into a dark background. This opening is called the energy pathway. It is how the energy of the weaver escapes from the rug. If you do not leave the opening, your energy will be trapped inside the rug. You will not be able to create any more beautiful rugs. So the girl began to weave. She wove rugs and blankets with lovely colors and designs. After a lot of hard work, she became a very good weaver. Then she left Spider-Woman. She kept her promise to teach Navajo women to weave. The girl became known as Weaving Woman. For the rest of her life, she traveled and taught the Navajo women to weave. And that's why, to this day, the Navajo still weave their beautiful rugs and blankets for all people to enjoy.
Let's go back and make sure we understand the story. So why is this girl, why is she looking down on the ground? Do you remember? Well, she heard a voice calling, right? So she's looking down to see where that voice is coming from. And then she noticed that the earth was cracked, and she looked in that crack, right? And what did she see? Well, she saw the Spider Woman, right? So what is she doing here, the girl? She's in Spider Woman's room. And what did she notice in the room? The beautiful rugs. She noticed how beautiful these rugs were that Spider Woman was weaving. So what did she ask Spider Woman? Do you remember? She asked her to teach her how to make rugs. And do you remember what Spider Woman told her? She said, okay, but what did she want her to do if she taught her how to make rugs? She asked her to teach the Navajo woman how to weave rugs. Do you remember how she made the colors of the yarn she used? She said they were natural resources. So what was used to make those colors? Do you remember? Do you remember where the white color came from? Shells. And how about the blue? Turquoise. And she said that you can make many different colors from plants. So she used plants to make all those different colors. Okay, so what is the young girl doing here? She's weaving. She's learning how to weave the rug. What do we call that tool she's using to weave the rug? Do you remember? It's called a loom. Do you remember who built the loom for Spider Woman? It was her husband, Spider-Man. He built that for her. And how about the designs? Do you see the designs of those rugs? Do you remember where she said the designs were from? Where did she get the ideas for those designs? Do you remember? The earth and the sky. Let's go on. And over here, the young girl learned how to weave, and she's weaving her rugs now. And as she promised, she taught Navajo women how to weave. So she was known as the Weaving Woman. Good job, superstars. Let's listen to another story that is talking about our natural resources and how we can use them.
Nature artists. Native American artists have been making things from nature for many years. This sculptor carved a mask out of wood. Caption: This artist uses grass to weave into a basket. The artist adds rows of designs. The basket has a bowl shape. It can hold many things. What would you put in the basket? Clay is found in the earth. It is thick and sticky. Artists use clay to make pots and other objects, called pottery. See how a clay pot is made. Captions: 1. The artist shapes the clay with her hands. 2. The artist starts to form the pot. 3. The pot is baked in the oven. The pot dries out and becomes hard. 4. The artist paints the pot. 5. The finished pot is a work of art. This artist weaves a wool rug. The designs on the rug will tell a story about the beauty of nature. What beautiful things in nature do you see? Caption: The artist uses a loom.
Let's look at page 32. How is that mask made? What was used to make that mask? Do you remember? The mask was carved from wood. That is correct. Let's look at page 33. What thing from nature is the woman in the photograph using to weave a basket? That is grass. She's using grass to make those baskets. That's a natural resource. What does the artist do first to make a clay pot? Well, she shapes the clay with her hands. What is the last thing the artist does? The last thing the artist does, she paints the pot. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful colors. What is the rug in the picture made from? Do you remember? It's made from wool. That is correct. Good job, superstars. Okay, let's look at page 107 from your English book. We listened to the story about nature artists. It's asking you to find clues. How does the author use photographs to teach you more about basket weaving? Can you circle the clues? So how does the author use photographs to teach you more about basket weaving? Look in these photos and what are they showing you? Remember, we spoke about what she was using as a natural resource to make these. Do you remember what that was? Well, she used grass, right? And what did you learn to that story? So it says, I learned that. If you need to go listen to that again, you can rewind and go back and listen. So answer that question. Make sure you're circling the clues in the pictures, okay, that show how you were taught about basket weaving. All right, and let's go to the next page. 108. Draw and label one thing from nature that was used to build the log cabin in the photo. So you're going to draw and label something that was used to draw that log cabin. What do you think it was used? What was our natural resource that we used to build that with? Trees, right? Because wood comes from trees. We use natural resources to build. And then I want you to write down there, what do we use natural resources to build? All right, superstars, until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.